Hi girls and boys, and welcome to Wiggly Wednesday. My name is Ranger Leah. I'm a park ranger at Kings Mountain National Military Park, and I am glad to host you in my backyard. It's a beautiful day here. The sun is shining, the wind is blowing through the trees. My trees and bushes have grown nice, big, thick green leaves, and I am very happy to prop up against this nice big tulip poplar tree here on the gnarly trunk. Today we're going to talk about change. There's a lot of change going on in our world right now. You may not be going to school. Your mommy or your daddy might be your teacher right now. You might be missing your teachers and your friends from school. Your mommy or your daddy might be working from home right now. It can be scary or even sad. If you feel scared or sad or even mad, talk to a grown-up that you love. They can help you feel better. Change happens all the time in nature too, to the plants and animals that live around us. Animals have to move or migrate to places that are warmer in the cold winter and cooler in the hot summer. Birds lay eggs in nests, and those eggs hatch and they become baby birds. And eventually those baby birds have to leave the nest. They have to become grown-up birds and go off and fly. Tiny acorns fall off of oak trees, land on the ground, get covered in dirt, grow into tiny plants, and those tiny plants become the giant oak trees that are in our yards and our parks and our forests around us. Today, we're going to look at a special insect that has to go through a lot of change to become a grown-up. A butterfly. Butterflies have to go through 4 changes to become grown-ups. In change number 1, when butterflies are born, they start off as tiny, tiny circular white eggs on green leaves. After about 4 days, they will hatch. And they go through change number 2, where they are caterpillars. Now, caterpillars can also be called larvae. A caterpillar can be called a larva. Now, these caterpillars are very, very hungry, and their whole job is to eat and eat and eat. And they will start off eating the egg that they hatched out of, and then they start eating some nice green leaves. And they eat and eat and eat for 2 whole weeks. They're finally full after 2 weeks, and so they stop eating. And then it's time for change number 3. When they transform and build a protective layer, they build a shell around themselves to protect themselves, to keep themselves safe, and they become what's called a chrysalis. They can also be called a pupa. That's another name for it. Now, when the caterpillar is in the chrysalis, a lot of change is happening. It has to grow the parts to go from being a caterpillar to a butterfly. And we call this change metamorphosis. That's a really fancy word that means change. Now, after about 10 days or 2 weeks, it's time for the butterfly to start coming out of the chrysalis. Now, when the butterfly first comes out, its wings are very small and wet, and it has to flap its wings to make them grow big and strong. And finally, change number 4, it becomes a butterfly. Let's go do a craft so we can remember what we learned about how butterflies change. Alright, boys and girls, now we get to make a craft so we can remember the 4 changes that butterflies go through. We are going to make their life cycle. So what you will need is a paper plate, a marker, and it can be a fat Sharpie marker like this, or one of the thinner markers like this, a pencil, scissors, some glue, and it can be the liquid glue or the sticks, some white pom-poms, and pipe cleaners, at least 2 colors, one of which should be black, but other colors, it doesn't matter. Some tissue paper, and you won't need much, just a little bit, and a sheet of green construction paper. Now that you've got all of your supplies, the first thing you'll need to do is take your paper plate and divide it into 4 parts, 4 pieces of a pie. You can get mom or dad to help you use that bigger Sharpie marker or a washable marker. You're going to draw 1 line down and 1 line across. And you can get them to help you write egg, caterpillar, chrysalis, and butterfly in those 4 sections. Now the first section we're going to make is the egg section. So you're going to take that piece of green construction paper that you've got, and you are going to cut out a leaf. It can be in any shape you want it to be. This shape I've found is pretty easy. And you're going to use that thin Sharpie marker to draw the leaf's veins on there so that you can have your leaf. Then you're going to take your glue and glue a white pom-pom onto the leaf, like so. Once you've glued the pom-pom onto the leaf, since that's your egg, you're going to take it and put it into the egg section. And you can use your liquid glue again or the stick to attach it to the egg section. You'll hold it down for just a few seconds there and it'll stick. Now the next section is the caterpillar section. And what you'll need to do is take 2 pipe cleaners, different colors, and you're going to cut those pipe cleaners in half until they're about this size. And then you're going to be twisting those pipe cleaners together, like I've already got it started here. Just very simple, they're twisting around each other here. And we're going to twist those all the way around here until we reach the bottom. And once we've got those all twisted there, you're going to take your pencil and wrap your twisted pipe cleaners around your pencil there. And once you've got them wrapped around there, you're going to slip that off, and you've got your caterpillar right here, little caterpillar. You're going to take and glue him into your caterpillar section like that. Hold it down once again for just a few seconds so that now you've got your egg and your caterpillar. Now the next section is your chrysalis. And from that tissue paper, you're going to cut a rectangle out, just about this size. It's about 2 inches by 3.5 inches there. It doesn't have to be an exact size. What you're going to do is take your rectangle and twist either end like you're making a piece of candy. You're going to twist it up there, and that will be your chrysalis. So we'll take that and glue it into the chrysalis section. Got it glued down there. Once again, you hold it down for a little bit. You got your chrysalis. Now the last part, the butterfly, you need another piece of tissue paper, a little bit smaller than the chrysalis, and you're going to try to round the edges a little bit, which you can do with your scissors. And you're going to take a black pipe cleaner and cut it down to about 2.5 inches, about that big. Doesn't have to be exact, once again. And you are going to scrunch your piece of tissue paper here. Take your pipe cleaner and just twist it around there. Doesn't take much. You've got the antenna and you've got your butterfly wings. Take that and glue it into your butterfly section. And now you have the complete life cycle of a butterfly. All 4 changes. Just like us, butterflies have to go through a lot of change to become grown-ups. When we're born, we're tiny, tiny babies. We grow into little boys and girls, and we get bigger and become teenagers, and then we're grown-ups. Butterflies start off as tiny, tiny eggs, and they hatch into caterpillars, and they grow into a chrysalis, and then they are beautiful butterflies. I bet it's scary for them sometimes too, but at the end they get to be beautiful butterflies, just like you will grow up to be wonderful big boys and girls. Boys and girls, thank you so much for tuning in to our virtual Wiggly Wednesday. I hope you had fun learning about the changes that a butterfly goes through. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you again soon.